Hey there. So I thought you'd get a kick out of this. This is Lawton Chiles. And if you look at my screen here, you can see these prompts. Now, probably what I'll do tomorrow is I'll go in, you know what I'll do? I will actually create a new document. I had two ideas, right? I had this old idea of this Back to the Future campaign that made like $200,000+, okay? And I gave it to a bunch of people and I said, look, the idea behind this campaign is, hey, if you had a time machine, you could go back in time and give them the cure to cancer. While you don't have a time machine, the next best thing you could give them is this herbal remedy that's available right now. And in between that, you would tell the story of Back to the Future and how Marty McFly went back in time and all that stuff. So that's the idea, is taking two ideas, Back to the Future and your product, and mashing them together in a way that makes sense. So I was like, hey, can I get ChatGPT to tell me some other stuff? So then basically right here, you can see, I want you to pick, my vision's not great, so I have to lean forward. I want you to think of a popular 80s movie, and I want you to give me an idea for my email product based on the theme and concept of that movie. And then look at what it generated, right? So I was like, okay, it can generate these things, right? It can generate these movies. That's pretty cool. But then what else can I get it to do? So then I'm going to give you some ideas on how I want you to turn old tired ideas into daily money makers. Can't speak. I want you to turn old tired ideas into daily money makers for your email promotions. So subject line, email promotions in the Temple of Doom. So I'm feeding it some more information of what I want it to do, right? Idea, discover hidden $500 ideas in your old content, tie in, unleash the treasure trove of your inbox. And so I want you to write 200 words based on this idea, right? And then it did it, right? But it was just cliche-ish and not very exciting. So then I kept going. What are two objections to this idea and how should we overcome them? So I'm challenging those ideas. I didn't end up using that, but I just kept asking it for cool information. What are two ideas about the Temple of Doom? A bunch of facts about the movie, right? And then it's, hey, I want you to think of 3 action 80s movies, and I want you to give me the ideas to show people how to use old content in their library to sell their products. Tell me the main theme or concept of the famous movie. Can you give me examples and how you'd use an analogy or metaphor to tie them together? So then they gave me the name of the movie and the lesson from the movie, right? So I'll paste this one into the sheet, right? Because this one was pretty good. So I'll paste this one in here and I'll give you this at the end of the video. Okay. Then I said, hey, what are 5 examples from each movie, including quotes or scenes the audience would know? Take the quotes into subject lines for each movie. And then it did that. So I'm trying to train it to come up with ideas based on the themes and lessons from the movies. Okay. That's my ultimate goal with this exercise. And as you can see, it added the subject line, the quote with the subject line, the scene from the movie. And then I was like, okay, that's cool. Can you pick 10 action movies and do the same thing? Can you pick 10 action movies and do the same thing, but put a paragraph under each one about a lesson or wisdom from the scene we can take away? So then basically you see it starts to do it, right? Now, again, I'm going to start adding and telling it I want 200 or 300 words on each lesson because I'm trying to dig out nuggets of wisdom from these movies and tie it back into my product. So that's my goal there. Let me just get this. Okay. Then what the other ones we have here? Okay. Can you rework it so the lesson is about promoting content in a certain way without launching a course or paid ads? And then it will do that. So you can ask it to rework it, which is pretty cool. And then can you take the same 5 movies and give 15 examples about the wisdom of emailing every day to your list? Use the examples from the movie to tie in the wisdom, right? So then Die Hard, welcome to the party, pal. Wisdom, engage your email list daily. It keeps the conversation going, maintains interest. So again, it's doing it. But again, you'll see me ask it for more information because this isn't long enough to gain any kind of wisdom or insight from the movie. It's just kind of boilerplate and you can't really use it, right? But you see how I'm constantly training it again and again. I'm looking for more gold by prompting it in different ways. And that's what you have to do with ChatGPT, right? Can you write 10 examples of wisdom from Die Hard and tie it into a theme for selling a daily email training for people who want to write a promotion each day to sell $500 to $5,000 products? To use strategy, use analogies and metaphors. Can you include 10 quotes from the movie? So then you see like it's starting to do it. And again, I would ask it for more. I would ask it for 200 or 300 words for each movie, right? But can you see how it's starting to do this, right? But then you see how much more detailed my prompt's starting to get based on what I want from ChatGPT. And I'll put this in the document, right? Got that there. So can you look for 10 nuggets of wisdom and insights from the Die Hard action movie about identity and write a 500-word email showing people the opportunity to write simple 6-grade emails and crank out 500 to 5,000 words daily, or 5,000 to 500, crank out 500 to 5,000 sales daily from their email list. Even if they're not a great writer, even if they don't know what to write to make sales, can you use quotes and analogies and metaphors from the movie to support your work? So you see how much more detailed these prompts are getting based on the feedback that I'm either getting from ChatGPT or not getting from ChatGPT, okay? And then yippee-ki-yay, unleash the power, and then you can see how much more detailed the output is. And then again, you would want to refine this and to get what you want. I wouldn't use all of these examples, but I'm just trying to get it to give me some good data and stuff like that. Can you reroute the email but don't tell them solution, and each bullet point make the part blind and a mystery, right? So then you can see how I don't want them to tell what the movie is, right? So I'll put that down there. And you would probably have to give these prompts to ChatGPT one at a time so it came up with a solution that you wanted, right? And then can you come up with 20 examples and rewrite the bullet points in the style of Mel Martin, Rosser Reeves, and John Caples? Make them exciting and punchy, use hyperbole and tons of curiosity to make them want to know the answer, right? So up here, remember I asked it to make the answers blind so nobody would know what it was. And then right here, I just asked it like to model these old famous copywriters in the output, right? So then you can see how it's using that product, my product, in each of the bullets. So this is what I'm looking for, even though it's still a little bit too on the nose. I would basically unlock the hidden treasure of providing astonishing value, and then I would add something more mysterious or curiosity provoking, not just in your emails, right? I'd tell a story, I'd find an example of somebody who did that kind of thing. But you see how much more detailed it's getting with the outputs based on what I just gave it. And then can you rework the bullets using step-by-step logic and write them in these famous copywriters? Don't reveal to the audience whose style you're writing in, and add words like how to, 7 ways to, and the little secret to the beginning of your bullets. So then it's crafting the entire first part of the email, and then it's basically doing what I said. So that is pretty darn cool. And then to the bullet points, can you add examples from history, world events, famous people, right? So you see how my prompts are getting more and more detailed based on the conversation that I'm having with ChatGPT, right? Subject line, unlock the simple power of emails. And then you see these bullets. So then these bullets just become, I'm trying to get it to create the most mysterious and curiosity-provoking bullets that I can. And obviously it can only do so much. But you see how the bullets are getting more interesting now that I'm adding different subjects to the thing, right? And then can you add more detail and accuracy to the bullets and talk about each example person and what they did and why it was super effective and powerful, but not how they did it, right? So again, you see how I'm just trying to get more and more information, right, out of the bullets. And then can you rewrite the email and make every example 200 words, stress these examples and show them to be persuasive, authoritative, build their own tribal followers, inspire people with their wisdom, and become leaders in their industry. So then you can see how the examples just got longer and longer, right? But then it always related it back to emails, which is pretty cool. So again, you can see how I'm looking for stuff that I can use to maybe make my own bullets out of the bullets that ChatGPT gives me. And they wouldn't be this long, but it would just be more information that I can go back and use later. Can you make the examples even more specific and tell a complete story and relate it to examples back? How they could use the wisdom to pull out $500 to $5,000 daily sales from their email list and make the solution a mystery, though they would want to know more by clicking the link at the end, right? So you can see how the output's getting more and more specific. So then you can see, can you make the example 350 words? So I'm getting longer and an interesting anecdote or nugget of wisdom about each example and relay it back to the fact that they can take old tired emails that are boring or uninteresting and transform them using the methods found in each example. So then I'll take all this. So you can see what it's doing here. And then I asked it to include a quote or statistic or a fact. And that was okay. And so the stuff got a little bit, once I kept doing it, it got tired, right? But you see how I started to give it some formats here with the bullets. Hey, can you do it this kind of style? Can you do that kind of style? And then it would do it, right? So anyway, I hope you found this really helpful. And I hope that, and then I started putting these different bullets that I found online. These were Ben Settle bullets, but then it just copied the bullets, right? It didn't, maybe it did. Yeah, I guess it made it up. So you can see right here, I copied these, right? And then I said, hey, can you make these like these? Can you make these like these? So again, it got tired, right? Anyway, I hope this has helped you. And if it has, please leave a like and a comment for the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you want more like this. Take care.